probably the most well-known psychic in the area. Ruth, it's terrific to have you.
Thank you. I want to wish you all and Steve a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And you too, Ruth.
Tell Bill I missed him. I have so many things to tell the people. We don't have enough time.
I know. I want to hop right on into it. Okay, 1986. What are some of the things? Let's talk about 1400. You've had 1400 predictions
that have been documented on radio and television. I've had over 2,000 that I've said in personal appearances and everything. But these have been documented, and that's the only thing they go by. You see, I predicted the president's health problem last year. In fact, Channel 10 News covered that dinner. And I predicted the hurricanes, how many we were going to have. I said Elena would do a lot of damage to the east of the west coast and beaches, and also the Mount St. Helens. I did that a couple years ago. All the volcanic eruptions I predicted. The one in Hawaii, the Mexican earthquake, the dormant volcano in Colombia. And see, I do astrology. It's just scientific. And the planetary patterns that culminate over these areas cause an increase in the Earth's crust. I've been a teacher of astrology, metaphysics for 17 years and had my own school. So I know quite a bit. And there are cycles of things. You're in a cycle from the day of your birth. So as soon as you tell me your birth date, I know what cycle of life you're in.
The question I've often wondered from psychics is, when you make a prediction, how does it come to you? I mean, are you sitting there buttering your toast and you go, gee whiz, Mount St. Helens is going to erupt?
No, usually I have prophetic dreams. I have dreams that are very, very vivid. I had a dying experience, which I explained on the show, and I don't want to bore the people with that, but I had a dying experience and went over to the other side. They told me in the dying experience what was coming to the Earth. We're into a 20-year cycle of Earth changes, what we call a cleansing of the Earth. We have 15 more years to go. The coastal regions of the United States are going to be changed drastically by massive flooding, which is going to increase in the next year.
In our area?
As we had mainly, not quite in this area, mainly in the upper states and out west. And we're going to have more hurricanes. There's going to be 15 hurricanes next year, I got. 5 of which will affect Florida. And I also saw a direct hit on Miami, which will go up the East Coast and all the way up the East Coast and cause coastal damage. So if people are aware of this and they take psychics a little more serious, because there are prophets way back in the Bible, there are prophets. And there are certain people that do have more of a, I would say, a degree than others. We're all born psychic. We're all born, like, men have the hunches and women have their women's intuition. And psychic people, it's just a different degree.
Of developing it.
Right. And you can develop it.
You can develop it?
You can. I teach how you can open up your psychic, tune into your psychic powers, and have anything you want in your life, and have control of your life. It's an amazing thing we have, getting in touch with that inner power, that inner force. I'm teaching a class on this at Anderson Park in Tarpon Springs, January 11th. And if you're here, I'd like you to come.
Okay. All right, let's talk about 1986 for the United States. Besides the floods, and what do you see for President Reagan?
Okay, first of all, I predicted his health problem, and I said late July or August he would have a serious health problem. He is still not out of the woods with his health problems. You're going to hear of more problems he's had. He's under great stress and doesn't show it. He's a very good actor. He is going to basically be known as one of the presidents that would do the most for healing the Cold War between Russia and us. He's going to be known for this. The Russian and America will come together and even work together in different projects, especially in outer space and so forth. Our worst enemy will end up being towards Saudi Arabia. And even China, we may have some problems with that area.
What about international terrorism? We heard this morning about the terrible event with El Al Airlines.
See, in the next 15 years, things are going to increase, but out of the bad always comes good. You see, out of the, we're going to have more terrorism. That's natural. It doesn't take a psychic to know that. You know, and it's going to get worse before it gets better. It will get worse between the Arabs and Israel before it gets better. And but what the good news is in Florida, that the economy is going to go up like never before. There's going to be an influx of people, so small businesses are going to do well. People are going to be dressing more in costumes because a lot of things happening in the world that we cannot help right now. So people go into a little depression when they read the paper, hear the news. So people are going to be dressing like in costumes, sparkles, spangles, rhinestones. Hats are going to come back. Pink and white is going to be the colors because they're very cheerful up colors. People will be wearing the dark.
Let's take a phone call here. Good morning. You're on the air on Murphy in the Morning.
Good morning. I was wondering how my finances work for college.
Okay, could I have your birthday, please?
Okay, August 14th, 1963.
Okay, you have just come out of a difficult cycle, as most Leos have, but you're going into the highest cycle you've ever been in. It's like, with you, hang on to your hat. You're on the threshold of big things. I see you doing more than one thing. The finances are going to be there, and your peak cycle will be in April. You'll have no problem. You're just going to sail along. No problem at all.
Well, that's very good news for that gentleman. When you talk to someone on the phone like that, and he gives you his birthday, do you also get a psychic feeling besides using your astrology?
Yes. See, I'm a psychic, astrologer, and a clairvoyant. And I have all three. So, astrology is a learned science. You're not born with that. That is a science you learn, like Janice Gallus is an excellent psychic, astrologer. Psychic is something you're born with and you develop, like I say, in a degree. Clairvoyancy is the ability to see way into the future. And this is what Nostradamus was. He was a clairvoyant, saw way into centuries, in fact, and has been very accurate.
Let's take another. He has. I saw the movie that was unbelievable. The Man in the Blue Turban. Frightening. So this is going to cause a lot of problems. Let's take another phone call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Hi, could you give us your birthday?
My birthday is April 5th, 1956 at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
And I'd like to ask Ruth if she thinks I'm going to have more children in the future.
First of all, you are very independent and self-sufficient. And there's something about you're torn between career and settling down a little bit. I feel it's going to be up to you. I do see if you have another child, it will be 86 and it will be a boy.
Oh.
Okay?
Very good. Thank you.
See, and I like pick up, I ask the birthday because it tells me a lot about that person immediately. It also tells me what cycle of life they're in. But I also pick up on the voice. I tune into the voice. Well, I am promoting a annual psychic dinner we're having with many psychics.
Tell me about it.
They're going to gather annually. Channel 10 News is covering it, Channel 13 every year, and they give predictions of what is coming for 1986. These psychics that I gather have been in the high 90-95% average consistent with their predictions. And they're also going to be answering personal questions in the audience. I'd like you to come if you can.
When is this and where?
This Sunday, at Affairs at 6 o'clock. It is a buffet, cocktail, dinner type of thing.
And there's a number on the screen that they can call?
Right. They call for reservations, because we have to know how many's coming. Just say, I'm coming, and so we just know the time. They can get the tickets at the door. They're $15 for the ticket. This is my annual thing. It's a very gala affair. Newspapers are going to cover it. It's going to be televised. It's going to be very exciting. So wear your best bib and tucker for this, right?
Tell me when you first realized that you had psychic ability.
I was born with it as a child. I felt like an old soul in a baby's body, knowing things were going to happen and knowing things about people. I withdrew a lot in the early part of my life because of knowing things, people that were going to die. And it made you sad when it happened.
Did it frighten you? I mean,
it did. I didn't know whether it was a blessing or a curse for many years, you see, because I went through a lot of emotional problems knowing things that were going to happen. And then after I had my dying experience and I was told to come back, my mission on this earth is to help people. And I am dedicated to helping people. See, people need answers to questions.
Have you ever had an experience where you picked up something, you say, this is going to happen, you say, no, Ruth, that is so outlandish. I can't believe that's going to happen, and then it happens.
Many times. Yeah, many times. I've been private astrologer, psychic to many movie stars, celebrities, and politicians. I was born and raised in Washington, D.C. And you'd be surprised the politicians that come to a psychic and astrologer and have been very accurate. I told Agnew he was going to be vice president.
Did you tell me he was going to get in trouble?
And also that, and Marvin Mandel, too.
Oh,
I told him
really?
he was going to get in trouble. Yeah, and
the governor of Maryland, for people who don't.
Right.
Let's take another phone call.
I've been doing this 33 years, so it's a long time.
I thought you were only 32, Ruth. All right, good morning. You're on the air on Murphy in the Morning with Ruth Rogers.
Yeah, good morning. I was born December 4th, 1935 at 12:50 a.m. I'm a writer, and I was wondering if Ms. Rogers would see me selling any of my work.
First of all, you are Sagittarius, and I was telling mine, have the ability to write, and sometimes it doesn't come up till later in life. You see, you've always had this ability. You've always been a creative, fantasy idea person. You are now going into a cycle of drive. This means you're going to take the bull by the horns, and you're going to make the difference in your life for a change. You're going to get behind the driver's seat. I feel you promoting and pushing, which you have to do. You have to get out there and make it happen. You see, don't just sit back and allow it to happen. You are going to absolutely have a bestseller, but I don't feel it for 2 years. I want you to get this, okay? For 2 years, but continue to work. And you're going to have some turndowns, but there's going to be the third book that you write, and I'm getting the third one, that will really hit it big. So don't give up and be persistent.
We Sagittarians have to be persistent.
Yeah. I told Mike beforehand, I said, you're in a cycle of change. And I do feel a move coming up for Mike. He also is a creative man and has writing ability, you know, and all this. But Sagittarius are going into a difficult year in a way because it's one of change. And people don't change easily. They fight that change, you know.
All the time.
And change is growth.
It is. And we've got to grow out of here because we've run out of time again. It's a pleasure to watch you when Bill does the show. I'm glad I was here today when you were here.
Right. If they didn't get the number, I'll leave it at the switchboard.
Okay, and we'll try to put it up towards the end of the show.
I enjoyed being with you.
Ruth, thanks so much.
Have a great New Year.
Thank you very much. And we'll be right back in just a moment or so.